Welcome back, Stoner Squad, and of course a big welcome to all those new to the channel. My name is DanIsStoned, and thank you for joining me today to do something very particular that I haven't really done before. You guys are going to probably guess what it is by just seeing the background here. But for those who don't know, it's not a special occasion, it's not a milestone that's been reached, which has made me put my face on camera. No, it's something much more serious than that. It is the European Super League. So hopefully you guys can bear with me here. And I did shave off the gingerness all over the beard, so I shouldn't be kind of blasting you out with full ginger. I decided to get rid of that for your guys' sake. But anyway, I do apologise beforehand here for the language that would probably be used in this video, because football is something I care deeply about. I am a massive football fan. I have been since time immemorial. It's like... Oh God, my dad took me to my first game to watch Derby, and of course, for those who don't know, I'm a massive Derby County fan, hardcore Derby County fan. My dad took me to my first game against Everton in, I think it was 2000, and I've been hooked ever since. And this is why I have to talk about this Super League. It's pardon the language, it's total bollocks. So I've got the Super League press release here. I'm going to go through this with you guys quickly and give you my thoughts on this. And as I said, it's something that I really need to speak about. I have to. I feel compelled to do something about this, because I can't sit back and let these greedy corporate wankers destroy the sport that millions and millions and millions of people love. And this is effectively what this Super League is going to be doing. And a wise man once said that football is not just a matter of life and death. It's much more than that. And it is for thousands, millions, billions of people. And something needs to be done. Fans need to come together. Players need to come together. We need to do something about this, and it has to happen now, before it's too late. But anyway, just let's get a quick kind of recap over what this so-called Super League is. This illegitimate piece of shite, which is literally what it is. So basically, the Super League project has been in the works for quite a while, and yesterday we kind of heard it was gathering quite a bit of pace. It was gathering quite a bit of pace quickly. Now, what this essentially is, it's a breakaway European league. So it doesn't break away from the domestic league, so you still have your domestic leagues apparently, but it's breaking away from the UEFA's format of the Champions League. So it's like making their own form of European Champions League, if you wish. And it's going to be made up of 15 founder so-called big clubs. I was saying so-called big clubs, we'll get to them in a moment, who would then play midweek games during the course of the domestic season against each other in what is some sort of mini Champions League, if you wish, but with no kind of promotion or relegation for the founder members. So no matter where these founder members finished in their respective domestic league, there would be always there to compete in this Super League. So there'll be no basically element of competitiveness or sporting merit on like that front. And then they go on to say that there would be 5 slots open for different clubs every year based on sporting merit. Well, that just basically literally contradicts the whole piece of shit they're just kind of proposing here. Because how the hell can you justify opening 5 slots for clubs based on kind of competitive merit and kind of have these 15 founder clubs or 12 to 15 founder clubs automatically in this bogus, illegitimate criminal competition? Is beyond me. But anyway, we'll get more to that in detail. So first, we'll just quickly go over this press release here that I've got. It's just a load of shit. Honestly, you guys will see when I read this to you. It's a total load of bollocks. But anyway, 12 of Europe's leading football clubs have today come together to announce they've agreed to establish a new midweek competition, the Super League, governed by its founding clubs. This competition is basically a load of shit, and you will soon see why. AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico de Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, FC Internazionale Milano, which is Inter Milan, Juventus, Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Tottenham Hotspur have all joined as founding clubs. It is anticipated that a further 3 clubs will join ahead of the inaugural season, which is intended to commence as soon as practical. So, apparently these clubs that I've just read out here are these so-called big clubs. Now, okay, some of them may have a richer history than others, some of them may have more titles than others, some of them may have more fans than others, but what exactly justifies them, these clubs, to be kind of dominant and break away from our wonderful Champions League competition? And what on earth do they see that qualifies them as big clubs to be founder members of this so-called shit league, which excludes every single other club? Imagine the poor Leicester, who got promoted from the Championship, and a couple of years after they won the Premier League, went to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. This wouldn't happen anymore. It's taking away that. It's a form of elitism, and it's total bollocks. It's a form of elitism perpetrated by corporate wankers, and I do apologise for the language, who only think about one thing, and it's lining their own pockets full of gold. They don't care about fans. They don't care about tradition. They don't care about that. They care about lining their own pockets. And it's why this is an abhorrent concept, and something needs to be done about it. And these so-called big clubs, I mean, I've seen Chelsea in there. Chelsea. No offence to any Chelsea fans, but I could think of a handful of clubs that are bigger than you. Just because your recent history with Abramovich's money, and okay, winning the Champions League with him, winning a few league titles under Mourinho, Conte, whatever. Before that, Chelsea were pretty much nothing. They barely won anything. I can name a handful of bigger clubs than you. Aston Villa. Huge club. Huge British club. European Cup winners. Massive club. Way bigger than them. So it's just rubbish. It's rubbish. It's elitist. It's greedy. And it's totally rubbish. And it's something that is absolutely abhorrent. But anyway, it goes on to say, going forward, the founding clubs look forward to holding discussions with the UEFA, FIFA to work together in partnership to deliver best outcomes for the new league and for football as a whole. The foundation of the Super League has come at a time when the global pandemic has accelerated the instability of the existing football economic model. Further, for a number of years, the founding clubs have had the objective of improving the quality and intensity of existing European competitions throughout each season and creating a format for top clubs and players to compete on a regular basis. The pandemic has shown that the strategic vision and sustainable commercial approach were required to enhance the value and support for the benefit of the entire European football pyramid. In recent months, extensive dialogue has taken place with football stakeholders regarding the future format of European competitions. The founding clubs believe that the solutions proposed with the future following these talks do not solve fundamental issues, including the need to provide higher quality matches and additional financial resources for the overall football pyramid. Are they so fucking naive? How hypocritical is this bollocks? Let's just go through this again. I am absolutely gobsmacked of the shite. They hired somebody to release this shit. Who the fuck did they pay? They must have paid the most incompetent piece of shit to release this shite. Okay? The formation of the Super League comes at a time when the global pandemic has accelerated the instability of the existing football economic model. So you're saying that you're creating this Super League at a time where clubs, lower down the pyramid, you've got League 2 clubs, League 1 clubs, National League clubs, even Championship clubs, are struggling to survive. And you're trying to create this elitist piece of shit league, which is going to be funded by the bank, by the way, JP Morgan, to the tune of about $5 billion. I don't need to remind you guys what happened the last time American banks had too much power. Oh yeah, let me guess. Yes, the biggest kind of stock market crash happened since probably the Great Depression. The subprime crisis. That was all thanks to American banks. It's a kind of a trend, isn't it? You find these parasitic bankers at the centre of everything, with greedy owners trying to line their pockets with so much cash, forgetting the thoughts of the common fan, the history and the tradition of the club, all for greed. And these guys want to pocket more money, keep more money for themselves, at a time when there's a global pandemic. Now, can somebody please explain to me the logic of their thinking here? It's stupid. The guy who wrote this is a twat, and that's the only thing I can actually think. He's a twat. The guy who came up with the Super League is a twat. And I honestly can't fathom this. I honestly can't fathom this. And there's something else that it goes on to speak of down here as well. Where the pandemic has shown that strategic vision and sustainable commercial approach are required to enhance the value and support and benefit of the entire football pyramid. Are you fucking insane? How the hell is this going to support the entire fucking football pyramid? It's a closed league. It's a closed European league with 12 to 15 founder members who are going to pocket vast sums of money each year. How the hell is that going to benefit the whole football league? All this is going to do, especially if they keep this and they make it kind of like go alongside the European domestic leagues. All it's going to do is give these clubs more money, which will then give them a bigger monopoly on players, bigger financial spending power on players, which means they'll be able to attract the best players easily, pay them more, which means the gap between these top sides and the other kind of lower sides is going to be even bigger. And the fact that money does not filter correctly from the Premier League already down to the lower leagues just like this, how the hell is this system going to work? It's not going to filter down. The Premier League money doesn't filter down correctly to the grassroots football and to the lower leagues. It doesn't. It doesn't work. And it's just total madness. I can't fathom it. It's crazy. It is crazy. And hard action needs to be taken. I mean, hard action needs to be taken. I agree with all those like kind of advocating like really harsh sanctions. The Premier League, first of all, relegate the clubs concerned. They've signed up for this. Relegate them. Even if it doesn't happen, the intent was there. Their intent was to go and sign up on this shit. Relegate them to League 2. See how they fare without Premier League money for 4 or 5 seasons. Let's see how that goes. So relegate them all the way down to the bottom. That's what I would do. And then slap them with the heaviest fine possible. Make sure that the money they get from the European Super League is not going to be as much. So fine their ass. Fine it as hard as they can. That's the second thing I would do. And the third thing I would do, and I agree with FIFA on this, ban any player who plays for these clubs who are part of this Big 6, Big 12, 15 clubs that join this so-called fucking Super League. Stop them from representing their club, their country, at international level, and ban these players from international tournaments. That means then that these so-called clubs, or so-called big clubs, joining the Super League would have a hard time attracting more players because they won't be able to play for the national team. And any player worth his salt, any player who wants to represent his country with pride, with passion, wants to play for the national side. So by doing this, you're effectively getting rid of that possibility. So hopefully they won't want to go to these shit clubs, these greedy clubs, these plastic clubs, these corporate clubs, who's destroying the soul, the very soul of our domestic game. And I'm absolutely livid. Livid. As a massive football fan, and alright, I mean, I'm a Derby fan, and the likelihood of us getting to the Premier League is very slim at the moment, and the likelihood of us getting European football is very fucking slim. But still, it's this hope that you have, this hope that's in the back of your mind, where you go that someday, my club might be able to mix it with the very, very best. Leicester did it. They were in League One not too long ago. And every club, no matter who it is, has a reference to glory days gone by. Every club, no matter who it is, you could be a Premier League club, Championship, League One, League Two, National League, whatever. They all have a reference to a kind of a moment in their history where people kind of come together and recollect about these times. We're going, yeah, back then, this time, the glory days, you know. Even if they're not there now in the present, fans have that memory, these long past memories to hold on to that make them believe that it is possible again. And with this Super League, you're taking away their hope. You're taking away hope that someday maybe clubs other than these Big 6 will be able to kind of mix it with the best. And it just makes me go insane. It really does. It's just crazy. And before I finish this off, let's just go and check their Super League shit website. I hope someone hacks it. I hope someone hacks it and takes it down and destroys it. I mean, I really do. Please, if someone's watching this and someone's an expert hacker, please just go on, hack the website. Just take it down. Do something. I beg you. But here it is. Best players every week. The best clubs. Yeah, what a load of bollocks. I mean, honestly. Competition format. Super League is a new European competition between 20 top clubs. What gives them the right to determine top clubs, I don't know. Comprised of 15 founders and 5 annual qualifiers. There will be 2 groups of 10 of each, 10 clubs each, playing home and away fixtures within the group each year. By bringing together the best clubs and the best players in the world, the Super League will deliver excitement and drama never before seen in football. I highly disagree. How the hell are you going to bring excitement and drama when you take away the concept of promotion and relegation? Okay. Even though I say promotion and relegation because in the actual format of Champions League, it's not promotion and relegation, it's group stage qualifiers, and then if you don't kind of finish top or second of your group, you don't qualify. If you're third, you get put back into the Europa League and whatnot, but You've got no concept of competitiveness in this. And football, the drama, the excitement, comes from possible promotion, relegation, qualifying, non-qualifying. It's what makes games important. It's what makes them big. This takes it away. It takes it away. It's madness. And this is all perpetrated by owners who know nothing about football. They know jack shit about football. They may have lots of money, but they don't know about football. They don't care about football. They care about one thing, and that's lining their own pockets. Top 8 clubs. So following the group stage, top 8 clubs will qualify for a knockout tournament, playing home and away until the single match Super League Championship in a dramatic 4-week end to the season. Now, I don't want to offend any Americans that are going to be watching this video, but this does sound very, very franchisey-like. And no offense to any Americans watching this. I mean, you have your own kind of sporting structure and whatnot, and I respect that because it's unique and you stick with that. But this structure here in Europe, it's not going to go. It can't work. Fans are going to be in uproar. You've just got to look what Gary Neville said to us, guys. Plus, you just got to look what everyone's saying on Twitter. The fans, how the hell they can go through with this? It makes no sense. It doesn't. It's how can these clubs go through with this? They must surely know what backlash is going to be. They must surely know that there's going to be absolute uproar for all this. And why do this? Why? They're going to be slaughtered, yet they go through with it. They must think they're too powerful to be stopped. It's the only explanation I have. They must think that they are so powerful, they can just push this through and brush aside every single fan, history, tradition, club, and do whatever they like and monopolise football. It's just... I'm sorry if I'm kind of ranting a little bit here, but it's something I feel strongly about. The midweek games going to be played midweek and all clubs will retain in their domestic leagues. I hope not. The Premier League must ban their ass. Relegate them to League 2. Relegate them. Strip the clubs of titles. If they sign this, Man City signed this, right? Man City have kind of agreed to this. They're pretty much bang on odds to win the Premier League, okay? Strip them of the title. Relegate them and strip them of their title. That's what I'll do. It's just, no, something's got to be done. And here we go. Now, this is the most ironic bit at the bottom here. Solidarity and sustainability. It's quite ironic, isn't it? Very hypocritical. Solidarity and sustainability. Solidarity is a term that means everyone, you kind of come together as one. You help each other. Everyone cares for each other. How the hell is this Super League solid? How the hell does it kind of go with solidarity? It doesn't. It's creating an elitist league with 15 of the same clubs are in there and they can't be relegated. They can't get out of this and they just pocket the money each year. How the hell this represents solidarity, I don't know. It's sustainability, yes, sustainability for the clubs who have joined it because they're going to get the big pot of gold. What about the other clubs? It's just so hypocritical. And the worst thing about this is it's in a moment when there's a massive pandemic going on. People are losing their jobs left, right and centre. And they have the nerve to talk about solidarity and sustainability. The cheek. The fucking nerve. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I was talking to a friend on the phone about this morning, and he was absolutely livid. So livid, in fact, he kind of punched the wall in his flat. He kind of punched a massive hole through it. It just made me so goddamn angry, and something must be done. But anyway, that's it for this. I honestly don't know what to say. I just hope that the Premier League statements and the FIFA, UEFA statements all really come down on this harshly. You need to come down on these clubs as harsh as possible. Fines, points deductions, relegations. Something needs to be done. And it has to be done now. It has to stop. Anyway, that's it from me. Rant over, rant out, and I'll see you all later on. Bye for now.